Happy day, students. Today we are going to discuss about one of the interesting aspects of social anthropology. Social anthropology, as you know, is a study of humankind. It's a study of mankind. It also included many interesting factors like biology, cultures, evolution of society, and the origin of different customs and belief systems. Here we are going to discuss about magic, science, and religion, how it is related with social anthropology, and what are the interesting aspects that you should know when you're talking about primitive culture and society. Primitive religion has already many kind of belief system, and you know that it's very unique to different kind of primitive religion. In each different social setup has its own primitive religious setup, its own primitive belief system. And according to Malinowski, this primitive people, they were always aware about the difference between magic, religion, and science. How it is differentiated in their society, that we are going to discuss in detail, and why they are believed in religious system. In order to control the nature, in order to control the society, in order to control many unfulfilled dreams, they do have their own customs, and they start a different kind of religion and the magical systems. So it is only when the things what started initially was magic, it is only after finding out the inefficiency of magical spells and the magical patterns, then only the primitive people identify, they started thinking about a big kind of religious system and believing in the big supernatural beliefs and ancestors, gods, and other kind of demons and all. And before that, only the magical spells and the magical chanting they used to get what they wanted. So we can say that magic arises from the idea of mystical power. According to E.B. Taylor, human beings in general and the primitives in particular, they have some inclination towards the present world, and of course, as all of us are already having, they always have some such kind of dreams about life after death, so world after death. So such kind of belief system that leads to the birth of religion in different ways, and animals and plants and other kind of objects and the ecosystem, all the natural disasters, everything included in this system. And because of this, men started believing in religion, and this propitiation of supernatural power for controlling the nature. They use different kind of ways to control the nature. Under religion, they used it as appeasing the supernatural power to control the nature, in order to control nature, in order to control some kind of ecosystem. Primitive people, they started appeasing the god, appeasing the supernatural power, and this called religion in the primitive setup for the first time. Magic, in fact, it is a polemical concept. That means a concept which is still having some kind of debatable concept. A lot of criticism is happening, and many people call magic as a pseudoscience. So it's a concept that used in different kind of religious setup, not only in the primitive society, even in the modern society. You can see that many people, many customs, and many religious practitioners, they are using magic as their tool. So what is happening in the magic? So magic, it's like not unlike religion. Magic is not using the ways like praising or prayer or any kind of things to get something done from the supernatural beings. So instead of that, rather what they are doing here, they are just commanding by using different kind of religious spells and the chantings to get something done. It can be both the evil and the positive things and the negative things. So the magic is like the command is here, not like praising or not like praying what happening in the religion. Magic is having the command, and it will make the supernatural being to act something in order to get some kind of desired goals, in desired result. It can be both positive and the negative. So magic is a concept by which supernatural forces can be approached. So supernatural forces can be approached through the magic. So magic is using as a tool to approach the supernatural forces. Not like religion, not like what religion is doing. It is like commanding. Okay, here you can see that the term magic can be, it is derived from the French word magie, which used to refer secret deeds. So what are the secret deeds that happen in different kind of society? Actually, the term magic has started used like the secret deeds. So it is derived from the French word magie. It used to refer secret deeds. So unlike religion, as I already told you, so rituals performed here in the magic is in order to compel the supernatural being to perform in the desired way. So here, it never involved in the way of praying. Rather, it commands the supernatural to serve the good or the evil purposes. So, as you know, magic and religion are like it's like two opposite, different kind of approaches. Two opposite approaches that you can see in primitive religion, but it is always existing together, though it is very different approaches to get something done from the supernatural being, but it always existing together. Here I have to tell you two interesting aspects of primitive life, primitive religion, that is profane and sacred. It refers to the areas of life which is outside the religion, which is not with the religion. So what are the things that you can see today? So what are the different kinds of social organizations, your way of style, your food habits? If it is not related with your religion, then we can call it as profane. So what do you mean by profane? You know that now our education, occupation, there are many interesting factors. It is not completely related with religion and to some religion. For the others, it is not at all related with the religion. So here, profane is something which is secular, which is not sacred, which is secular. And what do you mean by sacred? Sacred are those areas of life which is related with religion, which is related with religion. So the sacreds, even the magical rites, even the magical chantings, the food that you are eating, and the way that you are greeting your elders in the family and the outsiders. Maybe there are some religious elements that is influencing you. So it can be sacred. It can be sacred. So in every life, you can find these two aspects. The one is profane, the next one is sacred. Profane is nothing but which is secular. Sacred is which is something which is completely related with religion, which we are giving some kind of sacredness in that. So there are different kind of things that is happening. You can find a tree, you can find a plant in two different way. Just imagine in the case of a people tree, it is having some kind of sacredness in Indian mythology, and also having some kind of sacredness in the South Indian culture also. You know that people are worshipping people tree. So here it is not a profane object, it is of course a sacred object. So on the same time, the plant like tulsi, and you can find some kind of sacredness, because society has given a sacred nature to some kind of objects. So that is why we call it as sacred. On the other hand, profane is different. It is secular. If you are not giving any kind of sacredness to any particular object, so that can be profane. For example, your mobile phone. I don't think you are giving any sacredness to your mobile phone. So it is completely profane. Different type of magic. Now you know what is magic for primitive people. They used different kind of methods to something done from the supernatural being. So here, there are different types of magic. And here I can tell you the four important types. The first one is imitative magic. What is imitative magic? Imitative magic is also called as sympathetic magic. Whatever happened to that image, that will also affect that human being. So whenever, for this evil purpose, so whenever a person wanted to do something against another person, so they will approach magicians to do this imitative magic. So this imitative magic will do like this way. They will create an image of that person, and they will do whatever the harm they wanted to do to that person, they will do with that idol or the image, and that will affect that person. That is a kind of belief. So here the contagious magic. The contagious magic is nothing but here, the contagious magic. In this case, you know that primitive people, the people those who, the illiterates, or the people those who are not aware about the hygienic and the health standards also. Some people you may have heard about such things. They never use the clothes and the belongings of the other people. It's not because of their attitude of cleanliness. It's not because of their standard of living, or what they are think that they are thinking about the cleanliness. It's something different. They're considering that the clothes and the belongings and the accessories that one person is using, then what one particular person used to wear, it is always have some kind of resemblance, some kind of unity with the body of that person. So it's a part of that person's body. So the people never use, the primitive people, they never wanted to use the cloth or the belongings that one person belongs, because they consider it's a part of the other person's body. So the contagious magic is something related with that, what other people used, like cloth and some part of the body, like hair and the nail and all. So what is happening in this type of magic? They will use one part of the hair or the nail or any the cloth pieces that the person used to wear for a long time and all. So they will use this to do something against for that person. Okay, so this is called contagious magic. So then we can see here white magic and black magic. As you can guess, white magic is the magic that you can use for the positive purpose. If your purpose, if your goal is the common good or the positive thing or the goodness of the one person, such kind of magic we generally call white magic. Then black magic, of course, you must have seen from the above examples also. Black magic is a kind of magic that that people used to follow to do something against, to harm some people, to something evil to some people. So it's the effect is not very positive, the negative effects. So negative effect to the other person. So these are different kind of magic: imitative, contagious, white magic, and the black magic. What are the difference of and similarities, of course, of magic and science? Here I can tell you one interesting thing. Both the magic and science are governed by certain kind of rules, and that determine how a certain act can be effectively performed. So that means both science and magic following certain kinds of rules and regulations, and certain kinds of structured way of conducting before they are doing both the scientific research and the magic. And you can see one interesting fact here. James Fraser, one of the famous anthropologists, he called magic as a pseudoscience. Magic as a pseudoscience. So here, here you can see what are the similarities of magic and science. Because magic and science is using certain kinds of governed rules and regulation to get the desired outcome. You can find some similarities. Of course, they do have some differences. So here, the basis of science. What is the basis of science? Basis of science is, of course, conviction in validity of experience, effort, and reason. Science is not like a one-time result. The validity of experience and the effort and reason should be generalized and should be continuous. If you are doing one thing, one research, you should get the right result. And if I am doing the same kind of research with the independent and dependent variables, the result will be the same. Okay, so here The basis of science is like this: conviction in validity of experience, effort, and reason. But on the other hand, what is the basis of magic? So, basis of magic, the magic is based on the belief that one can still hope and one can still desire. It is more a mental construct, not like the experience that you are getting. So magic is something based on your hope and based on your desire, and it's something based on it is more mental construct. So I just want you to tell these things through this class. So in this class we have discussed about magic and religion, how primitive religion has and the difference between how primitive religion has evolved, and the difference between religion and the magic and the science, and different kind of magic also we have discussed. Of course we do have to discuss more about these things, like different religious practitioners are there, and different kind of examples of magics and religious things like sorcery and witchcraft and all. We will definitely discuss all that things in the coming classes. Consider this is like an introduction to this interesting fact of this subject. Thank you. Have a nice day.